the plot thickens. Now there is a new thread that is making the rounds. A couple of websites have published this, that the killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar may have had an ISI angle to it. I have given you all the links about everything that I'm going to talk about in this particular video in the description section. So please feel free to look at that to understand how many things are in play here. And I just wanted to make sure that you understand that all these things are at this point still possibilities. There is no firm confirmation only one way or the other. So what happened to Mr. Hardeep Singh Nijjar? Well, it is believed, again, these are two websites that are claiming this, that it is believed to have been two people who are operatives that have ISI connections. The names have been given, Rahat Rao and Tariq Kiani. These were planted in Canada by the ISI, and they may have had a hand in the killing of Nijjar. Why was this necessary? Well, that story is there in the link that I gave you. You can read all the details. It has to do with drugs, drug running, and so on and so forth. This is one possibility. If you ask me, well, let me just walk through this one possibility. So the Taliban has destroyed close to 90% of the opium crop in Afghanistan. At whose behest? When the Americans were there, they did nothing of that sort. Then how come now they are destroying the opium crop? We also know that in Manipur, in the hilly areas, all the opium production has been destroyed. Is it possible that the Indian government gave wheat and other supplies to Afghanistan in exchange for them destroying their opium crop? Well, if that is the case, then what happens? ISI's major source of funding disappears. It is believed that the ISI had a hand in the cultivation of opium in Manipur also. They've had these links for a long time. Anywhere you see them pushing these Rohingyas, this is not because the Rohingyas want to come in. There's a different angle to this. Someday we will look into that in more detail. And today, let us just say that ISI has fast depleting revenues, and they may have had a way to try and recoup some of that by scaling up the drug smuggling operations from China to Mexico to US, China to US, and China to Canada. ISI has become basically henchmen in this whole grand scheme. We don't know if that is the reason why they are doing it. So two possibilities. Either way, the thing here is that there appears to have been a significant role of the ISI in this. So we don't know. At the same time, I thought I should tell you that this is a new angle. They could have also done this thing just to sow discord between Canada and India. And as far as the investigation of Nijjar's assassination after it happened, there is a whole thread, a big article in Washington Post. I'm going to give you the summary of that one in just a few minutes. Now, this is one. The second interesting part is that the son of Nijjar has told the Vancouver's son that the CSIS, that is the Canadian Security Intelligence Services, used to meet frequently with Hardeep Singh Nijjar. If they are meeting frequently, that would perhaps suggest that he was an asset of CSIS. And is this some sort of a cover-up operation that they want to protect their other assets, and therefore Canada is sort of trying to blame it on India? Well, this theory also has some credibility, because he says that they have come periodically. That means they were briefing and debriefing Nijjar. In other words, they were getting some intel from him. Otherwise, they wouldn't be coming periodically. And if that was the case, what was the intel that Nijjar was privy to? Was it because he was the head of that particular Gurudwara and people were meeting him there to exchange information? It's possible. So there is this angle also. A third angle has emerged. That first one is ISI. Second one, CSIS wants to kind of protect their other assets, and therefore they are trying to shift the focus away from what has happened and try to pin it on India. Now the third one, this is the most interesting, and this is probably going to be long-lived, because here is a card-bearing Hindu phobe who always likes to take pot shots at Hindus and Indians, and as well as Modi, is Representative Ilhan Omar, who lives off of the crumbs thrown by the alphabet soup organizations, among others. This is just one of those things. Because she's frequently the keynote speaker in some of their events. Those things don't come cheap. So she has now jumped in and said that the allegations, blah, 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 the usual stuff are of deep concern. Yes, of course. She'll talk about everything except her own case, which I'm going to come to in just one moment. Now, she says, now we have also requested a briefing on whether there are similar operations in the United States. Lady, yes, there are. I've been talking about Goldie Brar. That story has come in pgurus.com. Do read that story. I'll also put that link in the description section so you guys can read all about it. Yes, drug running is big business because there's a lot of money involved, and I've told you why the Khalistani connection ties in very nicely with that. There's gun running, drug running, and also human trafficking going on. Now, how does Ilhan Omar escape? There is now more evidence of the two-tier justice system that is being followed in the United States. A veteran insider, I'm repeating his words verbatim, that two different federal agencies have investigated Rep. Ilhan Omar for months but decided not to prosecute her for immigration fraud, despite clear and readily available evidence that she married her own brother as part of an elaborate immigration scam. This appeared 3 years ago, guys, August 5th, 2020. How does she escape? 4 reasons. First of all, she's a woman. Second, she's a black person. Third, she's a Muslim. And fourth, she is a leftist. This is the United States justice system for you. Immigration fraud is for life. At any time she can be deported. I'm just hoping that a more spined FBI and Department of Justice will come in at some point of time and make sure that she is shown the door. A lot of questions. This is just one of the things that people have definite proof of her involvement. So when she starts, we know that there is a toolkit that is being deployed, and unfortunately for them, this new story of the ISI link has come. So I think they'll tamp it down. Let's wait and see. I mean, they have all the media outlets. How many people are going to watch P Gurus to understand that there is this undercurrent going on? Anyway, I thought you should know that this is also another interesting story. Now, I have been saying that 329 people died. That was the one plane, AI-182. But there was another plane that was supposed to go down with another bomb that was supposed to originate from Narita to go to New Delhi. That was flight number AI-301. But because of the way they calculated the times and that Japan does not follow daylight savings time, they got the timing a little bit wrong. So the bomb was in the airport in a handling section, and it was in a suitcase, and it went off, killing 2 people and injuring 4 others. So the total devastation is 331 dead. I thought I should clarify this because somehow it escaped my mind that 2 people had died in Narita airport also. What was their fault? It is very, very sad that people such as the mother of Talvinder Singh Parmar says that this man was a martyr and that Khalistan Zindabad. These are nothing but cold-blooded terrorists and murderers. That's all I can say. And the sooner this thing is laid to rest, the better for everyone. Now, the investigation itself. So Nijjar was assassinated. How good was the investigation by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police and the Surrey Police? Well, there is a Washington Post report, and surprisingly, they talk about a completely botched investigation. What happened? First of all, the first police response was 20 minutes after the shooting. Surprising, given the area was heavily patrolled. By the way, the place where Nijjar lived in Surrey also had many people from the ISI living there, from Major General all the way down to constables. So this place was infested with ex-Pakistanis also, ex-Pakistani, ex-ISI people also. And I'm telling you, Canada is going to hell in a handbasket the way it is going. the way so many people are showing up there, and the lax way in which they have implemented their laws. And this is also exposing all the chinks in Canada's own internal law and order methods. I hope somebody with a spine comes in and says, we're going to crack the whip, there's a new sheriff in town, and we are going to clean up this mess, and whoever is at fault, we shall extradite them back to their respective countries. So the first one was the slowness in the police response. Then a fight immediately broke out on jurisdiction between the Surrey police and RCMP. So they were trying to probably talk about jurisdiction or whatever. This happens sometimes among police organizations. The interesting thing is, it's now 4 months and the police have still not visited local residents and shopkeepers to request interviews or secure security footage. There were 2 cars involved, a white sedan and a silver sedan. The white sedan had the killers who had a hooded Sikh getup and were chased by another Gurudwara leader. The Gurudwara Walas decided to chase 2 more Sikhs in a nearby park. Why? Nobody knows. They ran into a cul-de-sac where the silver sedan was there with 3 people inside waiting. So 3 plus 2, 5 people, and somehow the silver sedan managed to escape from the cul-de-sac despite the Gurudwara pursuers remains unexplained. All sorts of things going on. Have all these people been investigated? I don't know, because nothing has come out so far. It's also believed that many people were shooting videos on their phone and they were uploading on social media even before the police arrived. And we told you that there was an argument. Majority of the businesses on the route the killers took haven't been contacted by police even till date. The police couldn't find the killers or cars in their databases. They asked the public for help a full 1 to 2 months later. One Gurudwara leader claims that Nijjar's mechanic told him he found a tracking device in the wheel of Nijjar's car sometime before the incident. It could have been the CSIS who might have planted the tracking device. So they want to make sure that they know where he is. It's for his own safety. I'm just telling that's a possibility. I'm not saying they did that. So whatever it is, somebody planned this thing and executed it. In short, the police has thus far botched it. Intel is botched. The evidence is botched. So whatever we can say that there was a hand of India in it, they have to explain all these questions. What has happened thus far? I've also said in one of my previous hangouts that the ISI was settling scores in the sense that they were cleaning house. Some people who happened to be their handlers were also being mysteriously disappeared. This has been happening. Nijjar is not the first killing, guys. This is like the 12th or the 13th. There have been a lot of things going on of this nature. So there is something more going on that is beyond what you and I are seeing. There's something going on beyond this. And we'll have to wait and see when that intelligence and that information turns up. At this point, it looks like there are many people who may have done it, but somehow the Indian government is getting blamed and there appears to be not a shred of evidence pointing in that direction. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.